Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Good morning ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this presentation today. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Arius Tio Laksono as a Master of English Education student at Indraprastha University. I really hope that this presentation will share educational strategy, tips, and ideas to help you become more effective and inspiring educators. In this presentation, I would like to talk about something very important, vital, and also essential, especially in modern learning. This is about differentiated learning as the strategy in meeting student learning needs. But before I start this presentation today, I would like to show you some outline that will be discussed. The first one is why differentiated learning important. Second one, what is differentiated content? The third one, what is differentiated process? The fourth one, what is differentiated product? The fifth is the step how to apply differentiated learning, and the last is summary. So take your notebooks and let's dive in. Okay everyone, let's start from the question, why differentiated learning is important? As the educators, we always find a student with various characteristics. In classroom, we face a wide range differences of the students, especially in learning. So what should we do before we start our lesson? What should we do before we start our teaching process? First, the thing that you have to do is we have to identify students' learning background. The second one, we should identify the students' learning readiness. And the last one is we should identify the students' interests. So, if we want all the students grow and succeed, we cannot teach them all with the same way. And if we continue using one-size-fits-all approach to the student, maybe the student will fall behind and feel disengaged. So that's why differentiated learning comes in. It allows us to respond the student needs and help the students to grow, not just academically, but also socially and emotionally. Actually, there are three practical strategies you can apply in the classroom. The first one is differentiated content. The second one, differentiated process. And the last one is differentiated product. Okay everyone, let's start from the first strategy. What is differentiated content? If we see from the word content, content means that what we want to teach the student or what we want the student learn about something. For example, we can provide some material with different level of complexity, or even we can ask the student or allow the student to choose between text, videos, or interactive simulation. For example, we can say that we teach ecosystem, for example. Maybe some of the students with a basic understanding will read the text, watch the videos, or maybe read the mind mapping. What about the others who has an advanced understanding? We can ask them to analyze maybe some more complex article or even conduct a research. So how to apply differentiated content? The first that we have to do is do a pre-assess students' readiness and interest. This is very important. We have to know their readiness and interest. The second one is we provide tiered assignment or multiple resource. And the last, use learning contract or choice board. Okay, let's move to the second strategies. This is about differentiated process. if we think about the process, it means that we think how the student learn the material. The process involves how student make sense of the content and what process that we should be prepared for the student, so we can know that every student learn. Once again, not all the students are the same. Every student have different, even every group. Maybe some prefer independent explorations and the others prefer group discussion or even hand-on tasks. And how to apply differentiating process? The first one, the thing that we have to do is use a varied instructional strategies. Maybe think, pair, share, graphic organizer, or experiment. And then what about the second one? The second one is over flexibly grouping. For example, some level group or mixed ability groups. And the third, adjust pacing. We have to give them an extra time for support, especially for the basic understanding. And some, maybe we can give a compact task for upgrading their ability. Now let's move to the third strategy. This is about differentiating product. Product means that this is represent what the student understand. The student creates something and it represents what they understand about the material. Instead of giving everyone the same task, we can ask them or give them a choice which of product they want to make. For example, maybe portfolios, poster, infographic, or even podcast, but which is still focused on the goals of the learning. Do not make another goals. Even we make a variety of product, but we still focus on the goal. For example, we teach speaking English. Speaking focus on direct communication, and when we try to apply differentiated product, we can ask the student or give an option or choice to the student. For example, they can make a video project or do a conversation with their classmate every day, for example. Not making a comic or a poster because they focus on the writing skills or even designing. How to apply differentiated product? First, we have to offer some product option to the student based on their strength and interest. Once again, strength and interest. The second one is use clear rubrics for a fair assessment. If we give some option of our choice of the product, of course we have to provide a fair rubric of assessment. And the third is let students design their own project with guidance. Okay, now let's move to the steps how to apply differentiated learning. The thing that we have to do a differentiated learning, first we have to know the students. Now doesn't mean that we just know about the name, but we recognize their profile learning. Use assessment, survey, and daily observation. Second, plan with flexibility. Prepare material and strategies for various levels. And the third one is manage the class effectively. So we have to set a routine and expectation. So differentiation is not about creating a separate lesson for every student, but it is about offering a multiple paths to be success. So for the last presentation is about conclusion or summarize. I can say that differentiation learning is not a trend. This is not a trend. This is a commitment to equity and excellence. By differentiated content, process, and also product, We are not just teaching the lesson, but we try to reach the student, reach the learners. So that's a very quick core quick look at the three strategies of differentiated learning. They are content, process, and product, and how you can be using them in your classroom. Remember that differentiated is not about making a dozen of lesson plan, but it's about how we can responsive, flexible to the student center. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching and pay attention this presentation. Hopefully, all of the material about differentiated learning can be very useful for your daily learning and your daily teaching today. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.